does control Kazakhstan Centers for Citizen Services and how? The World News. Service for detecting false documents. New domestic payment system. Tech Control. VR service for travel reservations. Kazakhstan News. Smile, you are filmed by a hidden camera. The work of Kazakhstan Center for Citizen Services is monitored 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Video traffic flows into the Single Situation Center under the Ministry of Investment and Development of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Specialists of this department in real time create comfortable conditions for Kazakh people to receive public services. The Situation Center was created for the operational coordination of the activities of the front offices of the corporation, which render public services. We monitor the operation of front offices in real time for the prompt resolution of problematic issues and exclusion of corruption. Today, there are 349 service centers in the country. Every day, they are visited on average by 110,000 Kazakhstanis, and the visit of each of them is monitored personally. The specialists of the Situation Center know how quickly the client received a service and how long he stood in line. And if the waiting time has exceeded the established regulations, then the system immediately signals this to the management of the authorized body. We try to distribute people to different lines. For example, if we see that a large number of citizens are in one of the front offices, then we call up the director of the department or the head of this department and give recommendations on how to unload the department. By the way, it is not necessary for a person to stand in line. You can book your visit to the center online, come at the appointed time and directly contact the operator. Also, the operator can come to the client himself within the framework of the Mobile Center for Citizen Services. At the moment, we have 70 vehicles which can travel throughout the Republic. In the online mode, we see the application, and according to the schedule approved together with the Akimats, we leave to remote rural districts where we provide services to the population. The traveling of Mobile Center for Citizen Services is controlled by GPS, and the received data are displayed on the interactive map of Kazakhstan. Here you can see the route, the average speed of the car, and the consumption of gasoline. And on the other side, the system shows the efficiency of the inspectors. Every day, they drop a dossier in the form of graphics, which displays the number of issued documents and the time spent on providing services. The operator's work is evaluated by 3 criteria: excellent, good, and bad. The latter evaluation entails an internal investigation of the incident. Heads of departments are called. They invite the employee of the center to find out the reason of such an assessment, and then disciplinary measures are taken in case if the employee is proven to be guilty. At the time of filming, throughout Kazakhstan, only 4 clients rated the service bad. Normal was 474, and excellent was 91,338 people. Thus, the efficiency of Kazakhstan Centers for Citizen Services is 99.9%. According to this indicator, it can be concluded that the Single Situation Center is one of the best projects that is being implemented today within the framework of the Digital Kazakhstan program. Twitter social network plans to add a feature that will allow you to mark tweets containing false and dangerous information. The function will look like a small button in the drop-down menu of the service. It is assumed that the next step will be testing the function of the company's employees before the option becomes available to a wide range of users. Twitter, like other social networks, has been experiencing a lot of problems lately, including fake news from fake accounts and the usage of the service by terrorists to recruit supporters. The new technology is conceived as part of the counteraction to uncontrolled and incorrect use of the platform. Researchers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have developed a mathematical model for identifying startups, which can bring great profits to investors. The algorithm reveals the characteristics inherent in successful projects. Most often, the founders of such projects have a rich background, especially if they once sold their product to an IPO. The success of projects is also significantly affected by the experience of investors and consultants themselves. According to the forecast of the American consulting company BCG, by 2035, the volume of the digital economy in the world will reach $16 trillion. With the development of this industry, there's a sharp increase in the need to protect payment systems, banks, and insurance companies from virtual fraud. Several projects are currently operating in the CIS area. The largest of them, OZ Forensics, service for recognition of fake scans of documents and photographs, and customer identification. It was developed by startups from Russia. They have spread their business in Kazakhstan and are accelerating in the Almaty Tech Garden.
В целом мы себя позиционируем на глобальном уровне как вендора в области
We position ourselves at the global level as a vendor in providing solutions to counter digital fraud. For example, at the moment, if we're talking about the market, it is about $19 billion globally. By 2021, this figure will increase to $34 billion.
Цифра уже будет порядка около 34 миллиардов долларов.
The project is a software package for the recognition of fake documents and photographs in electronic form.
В зависимости от того, какая интеграция, тот человек по...
Depending on what kind of integration is carried out, a person receives notification letters that it is necessary to pay attention to these provided documents, and we believe that they are counterfeit. And of course, we give a full analysis where we detected changes in the digital document.
Детектировали изменения в цифровом документе и как.
The work of the service is based on 8 mathematical algorithms. They define photo montage, retouching, image changes in graphic editors, and other signs of fraud. The system is not designed for a wide audience. The business model is defined as B2B. Therefore, the program is targeted to the local network of the client company.
Potential for Oz Photo Expert in Kazakhstan is excellent. We have a limited number of large banks, so the technological requirements are higher than if we had lots of small banks. This is exactly the type of marketplace for Oz to launch products into for testing and development before you go seek a bigger market. This is a perfect laboratory environment.
Recognition of photos on algorithms of biometrics occurs on reference points. This is the name of the coordinates on which the geometry of the face is built. For example, when a person comes to the bank and shows his documents, the program compares the reference points of the photo in the identity card with the image that the bank receives from the video messenger. And if some discrepancy is revealed, a push notification will be sent to the computer of the bank employee in the form of a red signal. Today, this system is already implemented in several large banks of Kazakhstan, and this is not going to stop here. The founders of the service set themselves ambitious goals by 2021 to take 10% of the total volume of the market for protection from digital fraud. In monetary terms, this is about $3 billion. The mobile payment system AllPay is launched in Kazakhstan and turns a smartphone into an electronic wallet. The functionality of the service allows you to send transfers, withdraw and replenish funds, pay for goods and services in supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, and online stores. Similar solutions are already available on the market of the Kazakh fintech. However, the uniqueness of this platform is that there is no need to identify the customer and link his credit card.
Самое главное, что происходит именно peer-to-peer платеж.
There's a peer-to-peer payment that is from one node to another, instantly from one smartphone to another, from one mobile wallet to another, without intermediate links and other operations. In fact, this should also allow easy handling of electronic money.
Электронными деньгами, как наличными.
The project consists of 3 links: the user, the issuer bank, the outlets, and the partners of the company. And the interaction between them is carried out inside the ecosystem of service. For this purpose, we have developed our own processing for making payment transactions. This is how our main wallet screen looks like. It turns out that the client can immediately see his available balance. And here we see 4 main buttons. We believe that our customers will be interested in money transfers. That's why transfer option is offered as the first function. If you need internet for transfers, then the user can make payments offline and without commission. These items are borne by merchandisers. By the way, recently the domestic platform has entered into a partnership agreement with Kazpost. Due to this, users of the service can replenish and withdraw money in any automated branch of the national postal operator throughout the country.
Я Не баланс.
It means I'm not transferring money to, for example, Beeline. I transfer real money from one wallet to another. The receipt or someone else's goes to the post office and withdraws this money. Also in the post office, you can actually add money. For this, it is enough just to have the all-pay wallet and the phone number of the recipient.
Реципиента, да?
Work with electronic money is associated with certain financial risks. Therefore, they came up with the so-called access system on 2 keys. Provides maximum protection against hacking virtual wallet scammers.
Нами была разработана уникальная система безопасности.
Two-factor authorization system. The first factor of protection is a smartphone. That is, a person owns his smartphone, does not give it to anyone, and does not lose it, in theory. And the second factor is in the input data from the user. That is a PIN code, a password.
Не теряет теоретически.
For more reliable protection against hackers, startuppers offer each time to use a new key token valid for 60 seconds. In the near future, this company will develop another service that is designed for businessmen. With its help, an entrepreneur, without additional investments, can instantly accept and make payments and save considerably on commissions. Startup Dictionary. Freemium, an expression consisting of 2 parts: free and premium. Premium means a business model in which you can use the base product or service for free, but the expanded functions are available at an additional cost. An example of use: the developers came up with a new feature for the freemium. Anna Osipova, Director of Marketing and Sales and Investment Company. More than 10 years of experience in marketing and advertising. Specialization: advertising, e-commerce, media, IT, high-tech. Review for the startup. vrtravel.kz. vrtravel.kz, a travel booking service with the help of virtual reality.
На которое все смотрят, и в первую очередь такие проекты, они призваны не ускорить сам процесс.
This is now a trend, a direction that everyone is looking at. And first of all, such projects are designed not to accelerate the very process of buying, but make it more interesting and dynamic. And the issue of game-style services is now relevant for any business. In the tourist direction, this is generally the basis, because the deeper we plunge into the proposed tour, the more we fall in love with it.
Начнем с того, что, наверное, сам проект не нов.
The idea of the project is not new. The company, Amadeus from the United States, has been developing such a product for a long time. It is certainly very expensive because even elementary 3D tours cost a lot of money, whereas for collecting such content, it takes a lot of money, big technological resources. So the development of the product itself is not cheap. Therefore, I can already see that mistakes were made in the calculations, because at the beginning, it seems that it is not so expensive to collect VR glasses. But in reality, they're expensive. The technology itself is an insanely expensive product. As an idea, it's good. You need to take it, copy it, and make a domestic product. The fact that it will not be alone in the market is a fact. All this must be taken into account. And now, as it once was with telephones, everyone will struggle to reduce the cost of VR technology, because the client will make a purchasing decision only when he sees an acceptable ratio of the quality of the product and its price. The field is not plowed, and the Kazakhstan projects can be launched. Moreover, we have a lot to offer. There are no analogs. Tomorrow they can become competitors, like when it happened with a taxi. Everyone did their services, then came the industry giants and showed how the business is done. In fact, this is not the worst thing when you're not the first, because you can see what kind of steps have been taken by players who have been on the market for a long time. The most important thing here is the correct evaluation of the project, to avoid the mistakes many startup businessmen do when they start developing something, and because of wrong calculations they lose interest, become frustrated, and move on to something else. Therefore, they need to have correct evaluation of the project and the ability to plan their budget. The National Bank of Kazakhstan launches the purchase and sale of securities on the basis of blocking. The proposed solution will allow citizens to buy and sell notes of the National Bank online from a mobile phone, without intermediaries, brokers and dealers. No taxes and no commissions. Absolute liquidity and no restrictions on the terms of ownership. The nominal value of one note will be determined in the amount of 100 tenge, which will allow using even small savings for investment. Today, this system undergoes internal testing. The Office of the Prosecutor General of Kazakhstan opens its API. The project became possible thanks to the cooperation of the Committee on Legal Statistics and Special Accounts with the resource krisha.kz. The initial data of the Prosecutor General's office are integrated into the standard map of the service and visualizes data on how often offenses occur in a particular area. For example, the map displays all the burglaries. This is very valuable information for making an informed decision on the purchase of real estate. You will learn more about this project and the Kazakh blockchain in our next program.